Mangalam Bhagwan Veero Mangalam Gautama Prabhu
Om Namo Arihantanam Namo Siddhanam Namo Ayariyanam Namo Vachayanam Namo Loe Savasahunam.
Jai Jinendra and welcome to Mangalam. Today we have a very special program for you. We went and talked to our youngsters and asked them about Jain religion, and you would be interested in knowing what they had to say. We also have a news coverage from a multi-faith conference that took place in Mexico, where Jaina was represented by Mr. Anup Vora and his team. In the end, you would see a unique dance combination presented by the Boston Youth Group, where they combine Bhangra, Garba and Raas. You will be so energized you would like to join in. Please enjoy the show. Thank you.
Mangalaram cha sauvesim padhamam havai mangalam.
The most important one I follow in daily life is ahimsa, or nonviolence. I try not to get into fights. I try to keep the peace, and I also am a vegetarian. I try not to harm animals for the pleasure of eating. I also relate to truth. I try my best most of the time to say the truth.
I would have to say the most important principle is ahimsa, because it teaches you how to be completely nonviolent, and it brings you to your inner soul. It brings you to the center of your body, because you understand that everything is equal. All plants and animals, they're all equal to humans, and hurting them is very wrong, and you shouldn't. And also eating them, well, that is hurting them. That's also wrong itself, because you're getting pleasure in someone else's pain. Well, I like that Jain religion is very scientific. It's not like all religions that say that God brought humans and animals and plants all onto earth. It actually states that humans and plants and animals, they all came from nature. And it also says in many scriptures that matter is made out of atoms and molecules, and other religions, they don't even mention that. It's all based on faith in God. In Jain religion, it's all natural.
I follow non-violence the most, but it's hard because I just finished my varsity year of playing football, and it's as you know, a very violent sport. I'm a vegetarian, and that's also a very hard thing, especially as a football player. I mean, as you know, a football player has to be big and has to eat a lot. And every Friday night before a game, we would have team dinners. We would gather around, sit down, talk about what our assignments, and we would eat. And really, all the food that was there was meat, and I would have very little to eat. And as a human being, you get tempted to eat. You're hungry, but I was always a strict follower of not eating meat, and it was tempting, but I never fell under it. And a lot of my coaches and a lot of my teammates would always tempt me, but I was strictly vegetarian, and I'm really proud of the fact that I never gave in to temptation.
Well, to me, Jain religion just means believing in non-violence, and just believing in God and having faith in Him, knowing He's there, and not restrictions, but guidelines about how you act and how you just perform in your day-to-day daily lives. I'm a vegetarian. I'm a Jain naturally, so I don't eat potatoes or onions and all, and I don't like seeing animals get hurt, so I just do whatever I can just to help them out.
Jainism is a very
It's sort of like a personal thing. It's not about what everyone says, that this is Jain religion and this is what you should do. It's I think what I find meaningful, I'll do it. Respect for everyone, doesn't matter who they are, even if they're just animals.
Well, through Jainism, I follow the basic virtues, and this guides my life. Whatever I do, like I might not through non-violence and the practice of not eating meat. You know, I feel I enhance myself through Jainism and the religion. It's a guiding force for me.
Well, ahimsa, which means the basic belief of nonviolence. And for example, I play two contact sports like football and lacrosse. And on the field, I have to be aggressive. I have to do my job. But off the field, I'm not that aggressive. I try to be peaceful.
मङ्गलाणं च सौवेसिं पठमं हवै मङ्गलम्.
Like I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat meat, seafood, or anything. We have our non-Indian friends and non-Jain friends, but also to sort of discuss it with them, and because they discuss their Christianity or whatever religion they follow. So I think it's just nice to not like educate, not sort of like force that into them, but also just discuss it and how we feel. I guess I've learned to deal with it, and I know like a lot of my friends, they know that if I'm gonna be there, they'll try to order like say pizza without the meat or something.
Well, every time like at school, they always serve meat in cafeteria. So they always ask me, why don't you eat meat? I always have to tell them that it's part of my religion. It's part of my religion. I just can't eat meat. And they do teach it to us at school. Our teachers teach it to us. So my friends do have an understanding for it.
Jainism is not a very well-known religion. I mean, it's not like Islam, Christianity, Judaism. It's not very well-known because, I mean, we don't use any propaganda to release the religion around the world. And when they ask me about it, I just give them a few core points, They ask me, what is Jainism? And I tell them it's a religion that believes in nonviolence. We don't eat meat. We tolerate all other religions.
Well, sometimes at lunch, they will question why I'm a vegetarian and why I just can't start eating meat. And they find it hard to sometimes believe that it's somewhat wrong. They feel that humans were placed to sometimes be stronger, and it's the survival of the fittest, where the strongest eats the weakest, and it's sometimes very hard. But many of my friends are very tolerant, and they understand that many religions show nonviolence, and it's sometimes not fair to take somebody else's life, even though they themselves eat meat and do it. So my friends are very tolerant in school.
My religion started in India. It's the teachings of Lord Mahavir. And the main principle, ahimsa, plays a role in my life. It should play a role in everyone's life.
In the cafeteria, everyone will be eating chicken around me and so on. They ask me, oh, why? They make fun of me sometimes, like jokingly. Mm-hmm. And I have to explain to them my religion believes that, all souls are created equal, and then, that basically eating meat is not a necessity for us to live, it's Jains to live. And basically we have these type of conversations.
We discuss this sometimes. Some of my friends have decided to try out being vegetarian for a few days, and with a few modifications and all. But yeah, some of them are actually converted to being vegetarians.
मङ्गलाणं च सौवेसिं पठमं हवै मङ्गलम्.
I pray every day, at least once a day. When I wake up, I pray. I just ask that, I go through school properly. I didn't miss any homework, I don't get into any fights. And then at the end of the day, I pray as a thank that nothing happened.
I pray 3 times a day. I do Mata. I go to Bachel. After I do it, I feel like very pure. I feel good. I feel good that I did it.
We go, me and my family, we usually go to temple. We do pujas, and we also, once a year, we follow Bajushan, where we try to minimize the amount of bad karma we do throughout the year.
Respect for my elders, because I think they've been with us our whole lives, so I think it's time to just sort of just give that back.
Every day when I wake up, I always go to my little temple in my house where it's got little idols, and I meditate and say some prayers right before going to school. It doesn't matter how late I am because I feel it's very important, and it helps in school because you feel a lot better about the day.
Also, sometimes we have parcha on Fridays, which we hold in my house, and this educates people from around the community on Jainism and how to implement Jain values into regular life. And we have discussions about it at home. We go to temple, and
Well, I believe pagkilagin your parents every night before you go to sleep, counting no God before you eat, before you sleep, in the morning when you wake up. In pollution, I like to do as many builds as I can, and yeah, I just like counting no God before I go to sleep, all that sort of stuff. Just basic, simple stuff, but it means a lot to me.
For your tax-free donations, suggestions, and comments, please visit mangalamshow.com.
An interreligious conference was held in Monterrey, Mexico from September 20th through the 27th. It was attended by over 6,000 people. About 30 religious and spiritual leaders from Baha'i, Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Jainism, and Sikhism were present at the conference, along with Mexican indigenous leaders. The purpose of the conference was to build harmony and friendships among the people of different religions and faith traditions, to discover new areas where interests and convictions converge, and where the religions can work together for a better, more peaceful world. The Jaina team was represented by Mr. Anup Arvora, past president of Jaina, seen at the far right, Raksha Shah, a Jain scholar from Bombay, standing next to him, Divya, a professional dancer, accompanied by her husband Vivek Jain from New Jersey. Anup Vora and Raksha Shah gave a PowerPoint presentation on Jainism to different groups. The people were extremely pleased with the new knowledge they had gained and were very appreciative of the efforts of the Jaina team. Raksha Shah and Anup Vora also participated in panel discussions that were centered on armed conflicts, terrorism, and transmitting religious values. Both Anup Vora and Raksha Shah offered a Jain observance one morning during the conference as well. In addition, Raksha Shah and Anup Vora recited a Jain prayer in one of the plenary sessions jam-packed with over 5,000 people. The audience responded with a thunderous applause when they heard them ending the prayer with a Viva Monterrey and Viva Mexico. Divya gave an outstanding dance performance in a similar plenary session, which was also very well received. The dance was based on Allah Tero Naam and Vaishnav Jan To Tene Re Kahe. The spiritual leaders left the conference with a better appreciation of the perspectives of different faiths and made a renewed commitment to work together to make this world a better place to live in. Jaina found this conference to be extremely fruitful in terms of educating people about the practices and precepts of Jainism, and also making new connections with other religious leaders. Many people at the conference were taking a note of the depth with which Jainism looks at the concept of nonviolence and how they practice anekantvad at the conference by being open to the viewpoints of all different religions.
मङ्गलाणं च सौवेसिं पढमं हवै मङ्गलम्
Jai Jinendra, I'm Surbi Pandya and we are going to talk today about Jain Universe. The Jain Universe, as depicted through this painting, comprises of three worlds. One is middle world, where the human beings reside. Another world is underworld, where the existence of Narki or the hellish beings, and also below there is a place where microorganisms are present. There is one universe, one lok above the middle world, which is the Urdhva lok or the upper world. This comprises of the heavenly beings. As we see in the picture here, the three worlds comprise and make the complete lok or the Jain universe. It is in the middle world where the human beings reside. Whether the living being resides in any of these three worlds, that living being has got a soul in it, and this soul has the capacity to evolve and become and reach to its enlightened state, which is the purest state of the soul, and the state is known as moksha state. In the middle world, the human being has a lot of actions of mind, body and speech. With these actions, it causes and attracts towards it some good vibrations and sometimes bad vibrations. The good vibrations get a result or a fruit from in the form of diamonds or jewels, whereas the bad vibrations are resulted by sufferings and they are in the form of fire. Because of these positive and negative vibrations or auspicious and inauspicious thoughts, the soul is continuously wandering in the birth and death cycles of the universe, which is really the cause of suffering. It is at that one point when the soul truly realizes its true nature and is able to balance the sufferings as well as the pleasures of life, which is known as samyaktu feelings or the feelings of purity and balance, that the soul can evolve to its highest, purest state and actually trade vertically towards the Siddhalok, the purest state of the soul. and this Siddha itself is the state of moksha, ultimate happiness. Jai Jinendra.
For your tax-free donations, suggestions and comments, please visit mangalamshow.com.
मङ्गलाणं च सौवेसिं पढमं हवै मङ्गलम्
I hope you enjoyed our today's program. For your comments and suggestions, please write to us at mangalamshow@gmail.com. You could also visit us at www.mangalamshow.com for our future programs. Thank you for joining us today. Jai Jinendra.